Hello, and welcome to today's tutorial about digital storybooks for use in the classroom. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 different tools that you can use. My main focus will be on Storyyjumper, but I'm going to show you also Storybird and Book Creator by Google. So Storybird has the option of creating a class list. So if you go to students here, you can add your students' names in, and they can submit stories for you to grade and review. And so that's a nice, easy feature there. And then to create a story, you'll first select artwork, and so people create artwork and submit it to Storybird, and there's a collection of art that you can select. And so you just choose something that looks like you want to create a story about it, and then you can see down here that all of these images belong to this artist, and so these would be your options. If you were to choose this artist, these are the options you'd have to choose from for your story. And so you can look through different ones. I will mention that there are occasionally some images that I wouldn't necessarily want to be available to my students on this website, but there isn't a way to filter that, and so that's just something to be aware of and be careful of when using this. But the majority of the images are wonderful. So if you'd like to use something specific, you can just type in. I'm going to look for an elephant here. And then I'll choose this image and say I want to use this art. So you can either choose to create a chapter book, a picture book, or a poem. I'm going to make a picture book. And then what I love about Storybird is that it's very simple to use. It's very easy. You just drag and drop the photos that you'd like to use and then type in your text. And all of the images were created by the same artist, and so it looks very cohesive when you finish. It looks like these images were meant to be together, and it just creates a great polished look to the book. And also there are just a lot of beautiful images to choose from. So I've just typed in text here, and there's the image. If you press this button here, you can add a new page. Very simple. And you can just add in an image. You can either have it cover this much of the page, this much, the whole page, or you can put it at the top or bottom, and then where that white space is where the text is going to go. So then you can type in your text and, yes, just add in whichever pages you'd like. And so that's just the way that Storybird works. It's very simple, straightforward. Sometimes there are pictures that are hiding under others because there are more than you can see at once, and so you can just sort of sift through and make your selections. And so that is Storybird. And I'll show you a finished story. This is what it would look like if your students were to submit a book to you. You can just flip on through and see their lovely creation. Okay, so that is Storybird. And now we will look at Book Creator from Google. So it's either available on the iPad or on Chrome. And you can log in. So I'm already logged in, and this is a book that I'm working on here. So we'll edit it. Now this website doesn't offer any artwork for you to choose from. There are just blank pages. Which is great if you have student art that has already been created and you want to upload images of the art like I've done here. So the student just created this and I was able to put it onto the page. This is good for images and text, and so here we have this artwork that the student has made and then the words, and you're able to change the color of the background. And so I'll show you how to add an image. You can add media over here. You can import either a file from your computer or you can Google images search right here. So I'm going to search for a house, and it says that the results shown are labeled for commercial reuse with modification, but only make sure that you have the license to use it before you select any images. Okay, so we'll select that house, and we'll insert it right here. You do have the option to draw with this pen right here. I will say that the pen is not excellent. It's a little bit difficult to navigate, so I wouldn't recommend having your students draw their illustrations directly in this tool, although that is an option. So here we have that, and the text down there. I'm thankful for my home. You do have the option, too, of changing the page color. If you'd like to make it a lighter shade of blue or purple or whatever you'd like, you can change the color there. So on this page, we're going to insert an image from the computer. So I'll choose a file from my computer, and I will select an image. And then you're also able to add text right here. So you can type in you can resize the image, reposition it, and drag the text to wherever you'd like it. I do like that it provides guides for you to make sure that things are centered and straight. That's very helpful. And then you do have the option in this one to change the text. You can change the size, you can change the font, the color. So that is a lot more options than were available in Storybook. If you'd like more options, but again, this doesn't have the artwork, and so it depends on what sort of project you're doing with your students. So we can change the text color by clicking on the text box and then going to this eye. Right here we'll change the color, and we'll also change the font here. So there we have that. So Book Creator is great for images and text, whether they're photos that you already have that you'd like to upload, whether that's Google Images that you'd like to use, or student artwork. So this is great for pictures and text. Now I would love to show you Storyjumper. So on Storyjumper, once you log in with your free account, you'll be able to create a book. We're going to choose a blank book. And what I love about Storyjumper is that students are able to create their own content. While Storybook has a lot of artwork that they can choose from, this Storyjumper allows them to create the art themselves. And so they're able to be more flexible with what it is they're going to use. So first we're going to choose a scene here. And you can choose one of these scenes, or you can search. I'm going to search for the sea. And I'm going to select a few of these. And once I select them here, they're just going to go over to my menu for later use. So I'll select a few that I think would look interesting in my story. Okay. And then I'm going to, once you highlight the page, see this orange box around is highlighting that page. And so on this one, I'll choose this. Actually, I'll choose this one. And then on this page, I will choose this. And now I can add props. And so I can search the props for pirate-related props. And I'm going to, again, select some from here that seem interesting for use in my story. I'll select a pirate ship, a parrot, some treasure. Okay. And then, once I have those things, I can insert the props into my story. So to do that, whichever one is highlighted is going to be the page that it shows up on, and so I'll just click it one time and it'll appear. Then I can drag and reposition and resize, and I'm actually going to put him over here. And then I'll add this guy by just clicking on him one time. It's hard to remember not to drag it over from there, but you just click on it once, and then you can drag it once it's within the page. And so here we have this fellow. And then to add text, you can go up to this text option here. You can either have a regular text box, a scroll, or a speech bubble, whatever it is you'd like to use. I'm going to choose the scroll. And then I can just reposition this. I can resize this using these tools here. And then there's a little hand right here. It's kind of hard to see this little gray outline. And you line up this white hand over that gray one, and then you can drag it. I'm going to actually put it over here on this screen, this page. And then I'm also going to insert a prop of a pirate ship over here. And so you really have the flexibility to put your props and your text anywhere on the page that you'd like them to be. And then I'm going to create a text box for this page. Now, if you want it to have a background, you can press this square here, and you can make it whichever color you'd like, or you can have it be no background. I'm going to select a white background for this text, and then you can change the text color here. So I'm going to choose blue for the text color. And you again have the option of hovering over this hand and just dragging your text box where you'd like it to be. And then you do have the option of recording sound for each page. So on this page, I'll go ahead and add my voice here. Just press record. The pirates sailed the 7 seas, night and day, in search of treasure. So you can hear that. The pirates sailed the 7 seas, night and day, in search of treasure. You could also add music or sound effects if you'd like. You can have a bad guy, or whatever it is you'd like to add, you can add that in. We're just going to have the voice on this one. I do want to mention that back on the book creator from Google, you are able to add a recording of your voice. If you'd like to put that right here, that's also a possibility. And so back to Story Jumper, I do want to mention another feature that makes this extra versatile. So just as we were inserting photos and artwork in this, you're also able to insert photos and art in this program as well. And so if we go down to photos here, we can choose to insert artwork. If you make it a prop, then you're able to reposition it on the page. So that might be preferable because you can resize it. And then you can also add photos, as we mentioned. And so here's a little pirate. We'll make him a prop as well. And then you have the opportunity, once you've selected your photos, to go back and add a scene behind. So here we have our scenes. You might choose just to use, you can use any of these. You can choose one of these colorful ones, or you can press more scenes and choose patterns here, and then you have the opportunity to select from any of the patterns listed, a lot of colors you could have. So I'll just choose a color to make the background, and then we can add text in here. There are just a few things that I wanted to mention to wrap up. On the front cover, you are able to place props, text, scenes, photos, just as you've been doing on every other page. And so I just typed in this, changed the font, and added these props in, and here's the background. I did want to show you one more thing on the props. If you want to, you can build your own person. So I could take this bodice and add, well, I need a face. So if you search for props, you can build a person right here, and then you have the opportunity to choose from a lot of different options. And so I might choose that head, and I might choose some pants. So these are pretty, this can be our pirate's pants. Maybe we need some boots as well. Okay, and so then you can add each of these pieces into your work and resize it to align. You might want to bring this forward so that it can sort of be on top of the pants. And then you can put your head on. Build a little person like that. And then, well, I guess he needs hands. We'll give him this type of hand. Because he's a pirate after all, we can rotate it. Stick it on there. This might be a little advanced for your students. It's a little bit advanced for me. And then we can copy it like that and rotate it the other direction. Stick it on there to align it just so. So I've just copied the boots, and when you press this tool again, it makes another. And so if you press this, it flips it to the other side, and so now his boot can match him like that. And then if you'd like to select all of the components of this little guy, you can press group, and then you can move him around as a whole person. So that's just an additional feature if you'd like to use that. So here's the finished product. If you just type the link in up here, you have, this is what someone would see if they just went to the link that you provide.
Once a band of pirate brothers carried their parents on their shoulders. The pirates sailed the 7 seas night and day, searching for treasure. Henry was a very fierce pirate. He devised a treasure map and carefully searched for the place where X marked the spot.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you're able to use these tools and resources in your classroom. Have a great day!